singer Phil Collins sits down with Joy. Tonight on HLN.
Hey, we welcome you back to Showbiz Tonight. I'm Brooke Anderson in Hollywood, AJ Hammer in New York, and now a Showbiz special report, plus-size TV.
Yeah, Brooke, there is a big change going on right now on TV. We're seeing more and more plus-size stars. I, for one, think that's terrific. But believe it or not, there are actually some people who say putting larger actors in prime time is sending a terrible message. Here's Showbiz Tonight's Corrine Winter with the raging debate today over plus-size TV stars.
Hefty teens, fat camp didn't work for me. Obese adults, look that up. Across prime time, TV is suddenly bursting out with plus-size portrayals.
Make the advertisers and then we'll be.
And the latest is Mike and Molly. It's the new CBS sitcom where the size of the stars is extra, extra large.
How can you be a cop and be so fat?
Showbiz Tonight can tell you this trend is provoking a battle over body image. Fat acceptance advocate Julian Watasik is among those thrilled to see TV get real.
I do think it's progress. It's awfully nice to see people that look a little bit more like me and like many Americans on TV.
I'm driving the huge bus!
And you can count actress Nikki Blonsky in The Big is Beautiful camp. She stars in the ABC Family series Huge, playing a sassy teen who makes no apologies for her ample proportions.
I feel like inside me there's an even fatter person just trying to get out. That's what Huge is doing. I think it's giving the positivity and the feeling to kids that you can be who you are, you can love who you are. It's aspiration.
Watasik, president of the LA chapter of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, applauds this portrayal.
55% of people in America are considered fat. How great that the majority of our population can look at a character like Nikki Blonsky's and say, oh, there's an alternative to hating myself and dieting. I could be proud and happy, and I'm excited about that.
But not everyone's excited. Anti-obesity crusader Mimi Roth tells Showbiz Tonight she's outraged.
The reality is, this is dangerous obesity. I find Huge particularly disturbing because these are young people in the throes of adolescence.
Roth blasts TV's hefty leading ladies as, well, bad role models.
You've got Gabourey Sidibe on The Big C. You've got Brooke Elliott on Drop Dead Diva. We have several actresses right now that aren't just a little overweight, aren't big boned, and aren't chubby, but they are dangerously, morbidly, drop dead any minute obese.
Hi, my name's Mike. I'm an overeater.
Mike and Molly centers on a couple who meet at Overeaters Anonymous, but not since Roseanne has a sitcom featured such weighty leads. Unlike that show where the laughs sprang from family dynamics, Mike and Molly exists mostly on a diet of fat jokes.
Sweet Jesus, it's like hugging a futon.
TV analyst Louis Vertel of MovieLine.com finds some of the humor wince-worthy.
You're never gonna meet a cute guy at the Chub Club.
The laugh track is so overwhelming that we have no choice but to cackle at that, and it's uncomfortable.
The whole show is about them losing weight. That's really discouraging to me.
First to 500!
And America's weight obsession is reflected not just on scripted shows, but a tide of reality series, from Too Fat for 15
I feel like I need to lose weight.
to The Biggest Loser. Come on, Shelly! And Thintervention.
The name of it alone is kind of insulting, like Thintervention.
Roth, who promotes healthy eating through her website, actionagainstobesity.com, praises these reality shows for offering practical advice.
What they do best is they say, look, realistically, here's how you have to eat. Realistically, here's how much exercise you have to do.
But Watasik charges weight loss reality shows are part of the problem.
I think that the strongest message is that there is something wrong with you if you're fat. And that means we're telling the majority of Americans that there is something wrong with them and they need to change.
Just let it rolling. That was Showbiz Tonight's Corrine Winter. By the way, Mike and Molly and Huge are doing pretty well in the ratings.
Making news today after all those reported awful.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I realize I'm fat, but I ain't crazy.
The war on fat.
Body size is 70 to 80% heritable.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. What do you have on your T-shirt?
That's no chubbies.
Special correspondent Kelly Osborne weighs in.
When you say to somebody, no chubbies, that's mean. I know what it feels like to be cold fat.
All new Dr. Phil.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
We love you.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Sit Ready, camera 5.
73, take track.
Go, Dr. Phil. Let's do it. There is a war going on, and it's a war between people who feel attacked because of their weight and the folks who say they eat right, exercise, so they shouldn't have to suffer the expense associated with the obese. The Center for Disease Control say 1/3 of all Americans are now obese. But we are a society obsessed with thinness, aren't we? With all the messages in the media, is it any wonder that the message, especially to young women, is if you're not thin, you're not in? So who is to blame? And now, who is responsible for fixing this? When Cop-Out director Kevin Smith got kicked off his flight because the airline said he needed to buy 2 tickets, Kevin kicked off a feud between fat and thin people. Now, here are just a few of the battle lines drawn in the war on fat.
A movie director is taking matters into his own hands after he says that he was thrown off a Southwest Airlines flight for being too fat.
Americans have gotten so fat at this point, the self-reported number is 2/3 of us are overweight or obese. That is how bad it has gotten.
The media has decided we're in the middle of a fat apocalypse, but really more of a media hype issue than a real, true health pandemic.
This is a crisis in our country, especially with our children, and adults need to set an example.
A passenger too large to sit between both lowered armrests, 17 inches apart, must book an additional seat.
We're at a point where when someone gets on an airplane, it's a big story that they get thrown off because they take 2 seats. Whatever happened to the skinny people that were offended when the person came over their seat?
They need to provide some coach seats that are larger for larger passengers. There's no question about the fact that fat people are discriminated against. I believe that height and weight should be added to the anti-discrimination laws on a federal level.
To believe that fat people are discriminated against, you have to believe that obesity is an innate state, like race, like sexual orientation. Obesity is not an innate state.
Fat bias? No. I believe skinny bias.
A growing number of cities and states wants to reduce adult consumption of sugary drinks by taxing them.
I think that taxing junk food and sodas is wrong.
We can raise billions, and we can earmark that money for obesity, education, prevention.
We have this obsession with bodies, especially famous people's bodies, and we examine them for any minute change.
I want to know where the pro-fat movement's going to be when people need kidney donations or livers failing, they've become immobile. Where are they going to be 20 and 30 years from now?
My body is not public property. It's no one else's business to tell me what I should be doing with my body.
Well, we have 2 sets of panelists who feel very differently about the problems associated with being overweight. First, from the hit TV show The Biggest Loser, please welcome trainer and life coach Jillian Michaels. And the president of an anti-fat organization, National Action Against Obesity, Mimi Roth. Owner of the Anti-Gym Fitness Guru, Michael Karolchik. Now, defending overweight Americans from the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, please welcome Peggy Howell. Author of the book Lessons from the Fatosphere, Marion Kirby. And comedian and star of the one-woman show called Fat Bitch, is Erica Watson. And finally, you saw her on the cover story of Us Weekly, author of the book Fierce, a woman who can relate to both sides of the issue since losing 42 pounds, Kelly Osbourne. Jillian, do the people to your left have a point? Leave me alone. I'm happy, I'm healthy. What business is it of yours?
As far as I'm concerned, we're all Americans and we share the same rights. So I was going to ask you to explain it to me because I don't get it.
Well, I think the problem is that when you are an overweight person, people make
assumptions about you or have these preconceived notions about who you are.
People make preconceived notions about all of us. Everyone thinks, this guy was just telling me, everyone thinks I'm on steroids. She's like, everyone thinks I'm anorexic. I got enough haters to fill a coliseum of people. So we all experience judgment and discrimination, and on every level.
Of course, and I agree with you that we all do. It's the people that say, no, fat people are not discriminated against. Those are the ones where I'm like, are you serious?
Discrimination is a different word. For someone to be discriminated against, that has to be something that's innate, such as race or sexual orientation. When you're talking about judgment or assumption,
don't you realize?
Have you experienced that?
Body size is 70 to 80% heritable. It's equal to your
Hang on, Kelly,
for a second.
Kelly, say what you want to say,
You're
but
all really, really aggressive about this because in some way it has affected you and it has hurt you. You in a different way from you. I feel like there might have been someone in your life, in your past, that you didn't like was fat and it had an effect on you. You know what it feels like to be fat. I know what it feels like to be called fat. It's horrible. That three-letter word can destroy your life. It's not about whether you're fat or not, it's the word.
you made an important statement that I thought I'd like to hear about. You said, quote, I took more hell for being fat than I did for being a drug addict.
Mm-hmm. In the media, I did.
Talk about that.
Well, it's no secret. Everyone knows that I was a complete and utter drug addict from the age of 15, and I used drugs because I was insecure about the way that I looked, and then it became a vicious cycle because you get physically addicted and you can't stop and you're so insecure, and you feel like your whole life is falling apart when you're fat because you don't fit into the same clothes that other girls do. You open up a magazine, you get told that you're fat. But the truth is, there is no quick fix. If you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthy, you have to have a life change, not a diet. You have to change everything about your life and the way that you do things in order to become the person you want to become. But finding that motivation is the hardest thing in the world.
Michael, what do you want to say?
I respect Kelly for losing the weight. That's a great thing. But the psychobabble stuff already going after Mimi, saying she must have had something happen to her when she was a little kid, that's the biggest crock. So to sit there and say, you know, that either Jillian or myself or Mimi, we were little kids and beaten up by a large person or something, that's ridiculous.
But I think,
okay?
Where does it come from? Where does it come from, though?
Your bio, I read stuff about you guys, and you told in your pre-interview that when you were little, your mother had a picture of herself on the fridge where she weighed 130 pounds, and then she got to 200 pounds and blamed the birth of you and your sister on the reason why she was fat. And you're telling me that that had no effect on your opinions.
The only effect it's had, and it was brought up, they asked me if I was large or anybody in my family, the only effect it's had is I know it's an excuse. It's an excuse by most people that when they have a child, okay, or they get married, we see the whole white bride syndrome, they want to blame things and not accept accountability. On this stage right here, we're not fat haters. We don't hate fat people.
But it sounds like you do.
We hate fat behavior. We don't like laziness and we don't.
Wait a minute.
What do you have on your T-shirt under your shirt?
That's no chubbies, okay? And that's our slogan, okay?
What fat girl dissed you in high school?
Wait.
What fat girl did you try to sleep on?
That doesn't say no chubby behavior.
Okay.
It says no chubby.
That's the kind of stuff that they're saying is hurtful, man.
All right, we gotta hold your thought. I have to take a break. We're gonna find out why Erica thinks Mimi's group is like KKK when we come back.
Friday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Why aren't you getting married? Well, clearly there's something wrong with me.
Holding out for Mr. Right.
I have a list of criteria.
No tattoos, they can't smoke, and have to be earth or water sign. Well, at least we're scientific.
Or settling for Mr. All Right.
I'd rather be by myself.
I ended up with someone I never thought I would end up with. I was dating the loser hot guy.
She said loser hot guy.
All new Dr. Phil. That's Friday.
This working single mom of two needs a break.
Girls, what do you want for lunch?
This Real Housewife is gonna put her heels to the test.
Another flight?
As one gets down and dirty,
This is totally gross.
the other lives the good life.
This feels amazing.
In our Real Housewife switch, that dinner just got a lot easier with a make-your-own takeout dish.
It is super, super healthy for the whole family and really fun to eat.
Next Rach.
Tomorrow at 2 on CBS 2.
Hi, I'm Cassie.
I had the lap band a year ago and I've lost 102 pounds. And this is what 102 pounds of fat looks like. I've tried every diet out there. The lap band was the easiest thing I've ever done. I was a size 24, now I'm a size 12, and I can shop at all the fun stores. Call now for your free brochure. The lap band will change your life, just like it did for me.
Let your new life begin. Call 1-800-GET-THIN.
Call 800-GET-THIN now for your free brochure and DVD.
Did you know Meg Whitman and Barack Obama have the same policy on illegal immigration? Really?
Nationwide, there may be as many as 12.5 million people who have come to this country illegally.
Her solution?
Can we get a fair program where people stand at the back of the line, they pay a fine?
Barack Obama on illegal immigration.
We should require them to pay a penalty and pay taxes, learn English, go to the back of the line.
The Whitman-Obama policy? It's called amnesty.
Say goodbye to your problem lawn and say hello to a beautiful lawn from Easy Turf. Enjoy your backyard. Experience the Easy Turf difference for as low as $99 a month.
1-866-EASY-TURF. Play Lucky 7 Bingo, and you could win $100,000 from San Manuel Casino. Watch CBS 2 tonight between 5 and 6 for your hint on where to find today's bingo number. It's free to play. Must be 21 to enter casino. Please gamble responsibly.
Presently, Michigan and 6 cities around the country have height and weight on the laws to protect fat people against discrimination.
Thank goodness we have harassment laws on the books. Thank goodness we have disability laws on the books. But habitual improper eating is what is causing almost all obesity. That doesn't need special protection.
All right, we're having an open and honest debate on fat with heavy hitters weighing in on both sides. Now, what did you want to say at the end? Because you said you don't have a problem with fat people. You have a problem with fat behavior.
If I had a shirt on, Dr. Phil, that said, "No stupid people," okay, it's the same thing. You're being stupid if you don't educate yourself and you don't learn. And you don't learn.
Equating people that are struggling with weight to being stupid.
No.
Let me just say right now, sitting here, it's like, I'm so glad I realized I'm fat, but I ain't crazy. Because the stuff that he's saying is ridiculous. And to actually, I want to say that Jillian comes from a place of actual care and love. And you're tough. Like, but that doesn't mean she's not prejudiced against fat people.
One thing that, Kelly, that you, first of all, congratulations on pulling it together. I want to say one thing, too. Kelly brought up the hurt that maybe I felt. But you also, I think, said that I didn't maybe like or dislike the person who was obese. And I have to say to you, this is what hurt. When you grow up and you see the horrible damage done to the people you love and respect the most, my mother, my father, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, when you grow up with that, yes, there's hurt, because it breaks your heart to watch people hurt themselves. And I'm sure your family felt that way.
I was 200 pounds when I was growing up, and I know what that feels like.
So that
to hate
was my
yourself.
motivation, which is I need to be vigilant and keep myself healthy.
Can I give a tiny bit of advice? Change your approach a little bit, and people will listen to you.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean by that, Kelly? Because I think she said the aggression to the approach that you show suggests you got a chip on your shoulder, and it's come from somewhere. She doesn't say because of your belief about not wanting to be overweight or whatever. She said the aggression. What's all of the aggression about? because you come across in a judgmental and attacking way. I mean, that's what you're talking
We're all
about.
entitled to our own beliefs on fat and thin. We all have our own opinions. But the fact is, when you say to somebody, no chubbies, that's mean.
Okay, I thought you were talking to me. That's exactly
Mean.
what they're saying. The problem is, in one fell swoop, you validated their entire argument.
All right, now, Erica says that Mimi's approach to this is like the KKK. What do you mean by that?
To me, it's almost like reverting back to the civil rights movement. Now we're telling fat folks that they have to buy an extra seat. Not too long ago, my grandparents had to sit on the back of a bus. It's almost like segregating folks based on the way they look.
I can't imagine. Did you really say that?
Calm down. Don't act like you're offended by KKK. You're so offended by me saying that your approach is so
Why do you keep acting like
tough?
a victim, though? That's what I'd like to know.
First of all,
let me tell you something about myself. Michael, I'm looking at you. The thing is, I eat more now than I ever have in my life. My problem with gaining weight was because I ate 1.5 meals a day and tons of bread and carbs.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll show you what a day is like in Michael's gym and see what some call an outrageous way he treats his clients to make them lose weight. We'll be right back.
I'm Pat Hart.
We spent a day at the gym with Michael and his clients, and he puts them through a very vigorous workout with interesting approaches. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll talk about it.
My approach to training my clients is very simple. Brutal honesty, no chubbies. A chubby is somebody that's lazy, makes excuses, and doesn't want to accept accountability. Beach wheels, let's go, let's do it. I don't hold my client's hand, and I don't wipe their nose. Haley, you look like you're about to pass out, I like it. What I do is I give them a job, no different than a doctor. Castro, pick it up. I do whatever it takes to get my client's attention. I really don't care. Clients are goofing off in a workout, they can expect things to be thrown at them. We've thrown cupcakes at people before, we've thrown lunch meat. When I find out one of my clients is cheating on their diet and they continue to lie though and don't come clean, I'll give them a urinalysis. People ask me many times why they would want to subject themselves to such an aggressive program. Let's go. Get lower. Come on, keep it moving. If you can't handle my program, that means you can't handle the truth. Oh, Devana again.
Having a cupcake thrown at me, it's like a good motivation on the days I don't want to come and work out.
Yes, we have people that drop out of our program or are booted out, known as heretics. And those are the people that don't want accountability, that don't want the truth.
I've lost 50 pounds. My family's lost combined about 140 pounds.
You can fake being nice, you can fake your eye color, you can fake all that, you can't fake your butt. Being a chubby hawk is probably the hardest thing to correct. Bottom line is lose the excuses.
Okay, now here's
Can I clarify something really quickly? I didn't mean to say calories, I meant to say junk food. I didn't eat a lot of junk food. What it was with me was that I ate lots of pasta and bread and potatoes, and now I don't have carbohydrates in my diet unless it's a treat.
Well, I don't think we can let something about the KKK just sit there. I find that so incredibly offensive and offensive to the people who, at the hands of that despicable organization, have suffered.
You are coming from a totally different place than Jillian is coming from.
Why would you project something like that on
Because
stage?
you're projecting it, own it. If it is what it is, I would respect you so much more. Say what it is. You have a problem with fat people. I would respect you so much more if you said, look, fatty, I can't stand you. I hate you. Get the weight off.
No, I understand you're passionate about this. You know, this is a picture of you with your grandmother. And you obviously...
I obviously hate her, don't I? Just hate her. Hate my mom, hate my dad. Why could you say something like that? You know nothing about me other than the propaganda.
You know nothing
May
about
I finish
me.
one statement?
You know nothing about me.
I haven't gotten to finish one statement. If you read my blog, if you go to actionagainstobesity.com, if you go to findingthin.com, you'll find out what I really am. And then if you want to criticize me, criticize me. Don't criticize me based on what the pro-fat movement writes about me. I wouldn't
read
like
your
that
website.
person either.
I did go
if
to
you
your
say.
website.
But don't say
If
that
I
I
say.
hate a certain group of people when nothing could be further from the truth.
I think
It's
that
just
what
not
you do
true.
is actually really good. I really do. It's just your approach.
Michael, is it your opinion that if somebody comes to you and they're 100 pounds overweight and they get in better shape and get back to an ideal body weight that's reflected by a return to health and other things, that they're a better person than they were before they lost the weight?
Well, I wouldn't say better person, a healthier person, and they are a happier person.
You said, I don't want fat people to invade my space.
No, let me ask you a question, ladies.
That's a quote from you.
Yes, no, I'm saying I don't want fat people invading my space. So when I'm on an airline, is Mimi going to get upset, okay, if I go like this? Hey, sorry, I'm tired. Okay?
I probably would.
Would she get upset? Is that offensive to you, Mimi?
Yes, it would be.
It would be offensive. I'd probably get booted off the airplane, okay, then they'd write a nice story about myself. If you're large, buy 2 seats. But where we're going, Dr. Phil, because nobody wants to address why these people keep getting larger and larger, costing us more money for health insurance, costing us more money in fuel costs, costing so many problems in our country. If nobody wants to address it, we're going to be talking about 3 airline seats in a couple decades instead of 2.
All right, we're going to talk about the fat and flying debate when we come back.
Now get free delivery of Walmart's $10 90-day generic prescriptions, no matter where you live. Plus, get free shipping on over 3,000 other prescriptions. Save money, live better, Walmart.
New Blue Diamond Oven Roasted Almonds. No added oil, more flavor, more satisfying to put your hunger on hold. Blue Diamond Oven Roasted Almonds. More than a snack.
There's a place for the adventurous soul, for the brave of heart, for the spirited swashbuckler. It's called Legoland. Adventurers wanted, firefighters wanted, pirates wanted, heroes wanted. Free child ticket with paid adult ticket to Legoland and Sea Life when you purchase a medium or large combo meal at Wendy's. And discover new shark adventures at Sea Life Aquarium.
What I see in Sacramento is 90% advice and commentary and 10% doing. In the business world, it's 10% advice and commentary and 90% doing. So we have no choice but to make California far more efficient and effective than it is by running this thing a little bit more like a business. Government will never be a business. It shouldn't be a business. But it does need a dose of how do we do more for less? Californians want California to be great again, and I know we can make California great again.
Your pet makes lots of friends, but there's one little friend you don't want him to meet, the flea. Just one in your home can turn into thousands fast, infesting carpets, furniture, even your bed. To stop an infestation, ask for Frontline Plus. It quickly kills fleas, their eggs, and larvae, even ticks. It's waterproof, and one dose lasts all month long. Fleas are nobody's friends. Ask for the vet's #1 choice for dogs and cats, Frontline Plus.
Next, Entertainment Tonight. Erin Andrews backstage after the death threats. Then,
you learn to cope.
Carol Burnett's heartbreak.
I would rather have had her with me than never have known her.
Do you ever get over the death of a child? Her new book, her first interview, and the day she fired a co-star.
You want off the show? You're off the show. You're fired.
Plus, our NCIS LA exclusive. LL Cool J in a brawl as our cameras roll. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on CBS 2.
A person can be fat and still be healthy, absolutely. The number on the scale is not a sort of end-all be-all indicator of health.
All these people that go around saying, well, I'm fat, but I'm healthy, you're full of it.
Well, flying is tough on most people, but what if you weigh more than 300 pounds? Or for that matter, what if you're seated next to someone weighing over 300 pounds? Now, we've got some airline seats. Can we bring those out? This, to me, is an issue. And if we put the armrest down, this is a challenge. Now, you say, Michael, that people that are large should buy more than one seat.
Correct.
All right, and you guys think this is unreasonable to expect you to fit in comfortably, correct? Yes. Will you come sit in this seat? Right here? Okay.
Woo, that's really tight.
Yeah, see, that's going to be really uncomfortable.
This was even tighter than the one I flew out here on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And if you and I are next to each other,
then I got to go like this to get away from your shoulders.
we got a real problem, girl, or we're going to need to get to know each other really well.
Intimate.
Particularly if we're headed for Tokyo.
Oh, boy.
or somewhere. Now, but what is the answer for this? This is what people have built. This is a problem.
Look at this. Can you tell me that this is safe and comfortable for me to sit like this? And then I have to have seatbelt extenders to get this seatbelt fastened to this seatbelt. And the more pieces you put in there, the less safe it becomes. It's not comfortable. This is poking in my back. This thing here is poking in my hip. It's not comfortable. And it's not safe.
All right, Jillian?
We are, as a country, growing. I wish your shirt said no cancer. I wish it said no heart attacks. It's saying no chubbies. I think that right there you're saying, like, no, people that's the hatred that they're feeling and the thing that's hurting them. And you said something really interesting to me on the break. You were like, look, I want to lose weight.
I definitely want to lose weight, and I've tried. I swim 3 miles a week. I have a dietitian that I work with. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've gained weight and not lost. So to say, to make judgments, to say you people, to use all the language that was used against blacks and other people when they were discriminated against, and then to say
Stop using the race card. It is not race or sexuality. It's behavior.
Can I talk? Can I finish?
Oh, we know you can talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. There are two issues here, and I want to frame these up because I think it's important. One is whether or not losing weight is going to precipitate a return to health. Is it going to lower your risk factors for any number of diseases in terms of, cardiovascular health, certain cancers, diabetes? And I don't think there's any question that losing weight, reducing your volume, is going to help that. Now, I have an expert here. Dr. Howard Leibowitz is here. Internal medicine is his specialty. He works with hormones. He does all sorts of things. And in fact, he's my doctor and takes good care of me, right? You're taking good care of me? Okay, want to be sure. Is there any question if people reduce their weight from an obese level, or certainly a morbidly obese level, that there's going to likely be a return to health in terms of their biochemical balance?
There's no doubt about it that being lower weight, lower body fat percentage is much, much healthier. I don't think there's any debate about that. The question that comes in is how to get there and how to stay there. And there are reasons why people are weight loss resistant. They can be doing everything right. They can be working out, they can be exercising, they can be eating correctly, and still they don't lose weight. And we have to consider metabolic issues, and there are actually medical reasons why some people can't lose weight. And I see this all the time. Some of it can be hormone balancing, some of it can be toxicity issues, some of it can be genetic issues, some of it can be stress. So many people I deal with can't sleep. And when people can't sleep, their adrenal glands get burned out, and then their metabolism is all knocked off, and they can't lose weight because of that. So there's so many complicating reasons why it's oversimplification to say it's calories in, calories out, it's exercise, it's not exercise. It's way oversimplifying the issue.
Well, the reason I asked Dr. Leibowitz to be here to talk about this is because I think some of your statements, Michael, that I think are very sweeping and inclusive about why people are overweight, they're lazy, they're not exercising much. I suspect in a large percentage of cases that those would be applicable remedies to change those things to improve someone's overall health and their weight. But there are weight loss resistant people, and if you don't get the chemistries in line, they can eat like a monk. They can work out to the point of really doing damage to themselves and not respond to that. I have an entire chapter on that in the Ultimate Weight Solution, weight loss resistant patients. And if you don't acknowledge that and you don't rule out that causation, then you're not dealing with the entire individual. And there's more than one reason that you tell people to see their physician before they start a weight loss or exercise program, because there are a number of things that could be working at odds with that, biochemically, hormonally, insulin-wise, blood sugar-wise, in a number of things, and that is more widespread than you might think. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And those people, you really have to work them up. It's almost like for me, I consider it a disease entity.
I'm frustrated when I go to the doctor And it doesn't happen with my doctor now because I've found a fabulous doctor, and it's important to have a good doctor. But as a fat person, when you go to the doctor, you don't receive that sort of report. It's more of the sort of no chubbies thing, where people think you're lying about your lifestyle, about your activities, about your experience as a person. And so when people, say go to your doctor before you begin an exercise program, that's very easy to say. But there's a problem with the medical establishment when it comes to people who are fat.
A lot of bias.
There's a lot of bias. There's a lot of people who think fat people are just non-compliant.
One of the things that I think is the problem is not so much losing weight. There are lots of programs that can help you to lose weight. None really more effective than the other. They're all about equal, whether it's calorie counting or carb counting or fat counting.
That's also
The
not
problem
true.
is that keeping that weight off, sustaining that weight loss is what becomes difficult.
It goes
if
back
you
to what I said
deviate
before, you
from
have to
that
make a life
program,
change.
if you
What can you
deviate
do
for
forever
1
to
minute
be
from that
healthy? And
program,
that's
your
why the
weight's going to
problems
start
are
going
not
right back
created
up.
equal.
I mean, here's the issue. If you go on a diet program, these yo-yo diets, the research is very strong. I mean, you increase your likelihood of dying from a heart-related issue dramatically. I mean, and you're going to gain more weight throughout a year if you don't do anything than if you go on these yo-yo diets because you rebel and you rebound. It takes a lifestyle commitment where you realign your lifestyle to live in a way consistent with what you want. And if you're weight loss resistant, that just makes that hill steeper to climb, but you still have to climb it. Kelly?
I have a question about the weight loss resistance. How much of that is to do with what you've eaten to get you to that point to where your body stops doing that?
One of the things that I deal with is our diet and our lifestyle. We can't handle not getting enough rest and enough sleep, and we're up very late at night. We don't accommodate ourselves to the seasons. We don't follow anything natural anymore. We've gotten away from our genetic roots, and it wreaks havoc with our metabolism.
See, I've told Robin for a long time that I should hibernate in the winter. I've said that forever. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to talk. I said there were two things. One is there a return to health? And the other is, what about the judgment that is put on overweight people in our society? Do we need this so-called fat tax on junk food, for example, to pay for medical expenses caused by obesity? Plus, Erica took our camera crew to the streets to find out how you really think and feel about people that are overweight. We'll be right back.
When you see a big girl come in the restaurant, she's sitting down, getting ready to eat, what's the first thing you think?
She gonna leave happy.
And why do you say that?
She gonna eat.
Friday on an all-new Dr. Phil. Are you settling for Mr. All Right?
I ended up with someone I never thought I would end up with. I was dating the loser hot guy.
She said loser hot guy.
That's Friday.
Closed captioning provided by...
Ringing in the ears, I had that problem too. Then I got lipoflavonoid.
Lipoflavonoid Plus,
Helps relieve the ringing.
the #1 doctor-recommended ear health product.
It's wonderful.
Ethan Allen. Always well made, always well designed. Now with extraordinary savings. Come in to save or log on now. Ethan Allen. Extraordinary savings, limited time.
When you're depressed, what matters to you? Nothing. You don't enjoy things the way you used to. You're sad. You have no energy. Maybe you feel guilty or anxious. Changes in weight, sleep, and appetite, and the aches and pains. Cymbalta can help. Cymbalta is a prescription medication that treats many symptoms of depression. Tell your doctor right away if your depression worsens, you have unusual changes in behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Cymbalta is not approved for children under 18. People taking MAOIs or thyroidazine or with uncontrolled glaucoma should not take Cymbalta. Taking it with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Severe liver problems, some fatal, were reported. Signs include abdominal pain and yellowing of the skin or eyes. Talk with your doctor about your medicines, including those for migraine, or if you have high fever, confusion, and stiff muscles, to address a possible life-threatening condition. Tell your doctor about alcohol use, liver disease, and before you reduce or stop taking Cymbalta. Dizziness or fainting may occur upon standing. Side effects include nausea, dry mouth, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Cymbalta. Depression hurts. Cymbalta can help.
Homeowners, refinance now at a low 4.5%. 4.5 APR fixed with no closing costs. That means no origination fee, no title fee, and no escrow fee. So call
866-66-FAST.
Well, look at you.
I know. I lost 15 pounds in just 5 weeks, and I did it eating blueberry pancakes.
Oh, I love those.
And French toast.
Oh, awesome.
And my Jenny consultant showed me how to make my meals, so I'm always full. Great food, never hungry, and I'm losing weight. 15 pounds in just 5 weeks.
You're getting your old body back. Oh, baby.
Call right now and lose 20 pounds for just $20, plus the cost of food. Call 1-800-JENNY20.
Yummy.
What is this?
I'm Pat Harvey, just ahead at 5. He's been picked to replace Cardinal Mahoney, a choice that's already being blasted in some circles. Then 2 women accused of a real-life weekend at Bernie's after they tried to board a dead man on a plane. And the Swallows are back, but this is not Capistrano, and not everyone's happy to see them at 5.
Hey, Los Angeles, here's Dr. Travis Stork with a look at what's coming up on The Doctors tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Dr. Phil. We've got a great show lined up. Do-it-yourself don'ts, from kitchen catastrophes to whitening your teeth, plus the household items you should never share.
Don't miss The Doctors tomorrow morning at 11 on KCAL 9. Well, Erica Watson is an actress in the movie Precious, and she's also a comedian starring in a one-woman show, and she hit the streets of L.A. to find out what you all really think about fat. Let's take a look.
Hey, Dr. Phil, guess where I am? The farmer's market, where there's enough food here to feed a nation and then some. I'm here today to talk to people about how they really feel about fat folks. Let's see if they'll tell me the truth. When you see a big girl come in the restaurant, she's sitting down, getting ready to eat, what's the first thing you think?
She gonna live happy.
And why do you say that?
She gonna eat.
You see me across the bar at the club, and I'm looking all scrumptious like I am now.
Yeah.
Do you say hello?
You have a nice face, and you got a friendly look. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
Fat girls are friendly. Yeah. You put on a pair of jeans. Do you say to your boyfriend, honey, do I look fat in these jeans? Honey, do I look skinny in these jeans? What do you say?
Probably do I look fat in the jeans.
So you get on an airplane, you sit down, and then the next thing you know, some fat guy comes walking up and he's gonna sit next to you. What goes through your head?
I must admit, I do think, oh, please don't sit next to me.
You deal with it. So fat people take up a lot of space, that's what you're saying. We take up all the space. I scared her.
There's no question you guys feel judgment when you walk in somewhere. Marianne, do you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel judgment right here during some of this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things, Kelly, that you've talked about before was what happened when you were on a show in 2005, the Jonathan Ross show. Talk about that.
I was doing a talk show in England, and my album had just been released, and he took the album cover picture and took the picture of me that he took backstage and put them together and said, "That's not you, you're fat," live on TV. And it absolutely destroyed me. Like, it made me feel like I wasn't good enough, that I would never be pretty enough, that I would never be one of the girls that I see in these magazines. And it put me in this whole self-loathing cycle. And the one thing that I want to make clear is that being called fat is one of the most hurtful things in the world to call somebody. It really is mean. Because you know that you can help it if you really want to, but finding that want inside of you is so hard. It's so hard to motivate yourself and get yourself out of the way that you're living and change. Basically, change is hard. It's really hard. And the thing is that, you know, I understand all of your approaches. I understand everything that you're doing, and I you know, in some ways, you guys are right about what you're saying. You really are. But the fact is, your approach just sucks. It just
That's your opinion, Kelly.
But if you're
It's your
trying
opinion. And you know, I on this stage, with all kudos to Jillian, because she helps a certain amount of people on the TV show, I've helped thousands of ladies lose a lot of weight that are happy. And Kelly, here's the thing, okay? You keep saying it's this terrible thing that you feel, but unlike me being bald, you can choose to be large or be small. It's a personal choice.
This is
Wait a
if
sec.
you're trying to help someone, and they're saying the way you're helping me and your approach isn't helpful, is hurtful.
Right.
When do you, if you have a little bit of common sense, decide that, okay, wait a minute, let me finish. Wait, I'm not even talking about you all right now.
You did go on about people interrupting you. I think you need to hold on a second.
Thank you, fat girl.
Thank you, fat girl. Did that hurt your feelings?
I'm so hurt.
Oh my God.
When my thing is that I work out a lot, 5 to 7 times a week. I've had a trainer for the last 2 years. I keep a food diary, and not only do I keep the journal, I actually take pictures of every single meal so that my trainer can hold me accountable. And when she and I sit down and go over things, it's like, what's going on? What am I supposed to do? And I'm not
Fire
about
your trainer because he's not doing a good job.
I spend just as much money on trainers and diets as I have my weave, and it won't add up. It's
Well, if
you know,
weave, you might eliminate.
right. But what I'm saying is, and this is good hair, and it's really the perception. I'm about size acceptance, and what I mean by that is no matter where you are, love yourself, and it is not fair for someone to treat me badly or discriminate against me about my size. I'm not about stay fat and be fat.
There clearly is a choice element here. When you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. But at some point, you have to make a choice to be as healthy as you can possibly be. What do you want to say?
I want to know, why is it morally imperative that I seek this like magical solution to become thin?
All right, let me answer your question. You added a word to my statement. I did not say it was a moral choice.
You did not.
I did not say it was a moral imperative. That's what you, in your defensiveness, added to the sentence. Because if you're happy the way you are, and you're healthy the way you are, which you owe to children if you have them, the people that love you, you want to be as healthy as you can possibly be. But there are people that are overweight that I still would say are at an increased risk for having complications. But if you're healthy and you're happy, and trust me, it's not about judgment, because if you're really happy with it, then you need to embrace it and not give in to judgments that you feel.
Well,
Why don't people allow us the freedom to do that?
It's not a matter of people allowing you the freedom, it's a matter of you claiming the right to be who you want to be.
Which is why we're here.
I do.
And I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
That's why we're here, to have this conversation. Because you say, you know, in your words, that you have to make this choice, and then you frame it as a choice of returning to health or not. Whereas we believe in health at every size, which is this concept of, you know, your body type is not the sole indicator of health, that you can do the things that make you as healthy as you can be at whatever size that you're at.
It is not the sole indicator. Listen, no, wait a minute. It isn't the sole indicator of your health, but it is an indicator of your health. That's a fact. No matter how bad you want it to not be, no matter how politically correct or otherwise it may be, there is a risk factor associated with obesity. Okay, look, we've got to take a break. And when we come back, Jillian Michaels has a surprise for one of our guests that could change her life. We'll be right back. DrPhil.com, brought to you in part by...
Get in shape without setting foot in a gym with Shape-Ups from Skechers.
You'll feel the difference as soon as you take the first step. I can feel the strength improve in my legs, and they're fun to wear.
Get in shape. Shape-Ups from Skechers.
Travel consideration provided by...
A swing like Pure Silk, that's hard. Legs like Pure Silk, that's easy. Pure Silk Shave Cream.
Looks like, feels like, legs like Pure Silk.
Eating right makes a big difference. It can make a fast guy faster and a slow guy, slimmer. PetSmart now carries more specialty brands than ever, including new grain-free, breed-specific, and organic formulas to help you keep them healthy and happy at unbeatable prices. You could say that food matters, but that would be an understatement. PetSmart, we love to see healthy, happy pets.
James is wearing a Hanes undershirt with fabric made using renewable energy. Pete is not. James is also wearing Hanes EcoSmart socks made with recycled fiber. Pete is not. So in little ways, James and Hanes are helping the planet for future generations. And Pete is not. Find out more at Hanes.com.
Did you know Meg Whitman and Barack Obama have the same policy on illegal immigration? Really?
Nationwide, there may be as many as 12.5 million people who have come to this country illegally.
Her solution?
Can we get a fair program where people stand at the back of the line, they pay a fine?
Barack Obama on illegal immigration.
We should require them to pay a penalty and pay taxes, learn English, go to the back of the line.
The Whitman-Obama policy? It's called amnesty.
If you wear old-fashioned dentures, your day for permanent teeth is here. The Smile Implant Super Center can deliver same-day dental implants and permanent teeth. Walk in with dentures, leave with permanent teeth. We have thousands of satisfied implant patients. All of your initial tests, CT scans, x-rays, oral sedation, and consultations are always free. Plus, we offer up to 12 months no-interest financing. Now it's your turn to smile. Call the Smile Implant Super Center now to schedule an appointment at 888-567-7558.
If you want to be in the audience and you're in the Los Angeles area, then come join us, because we have a lot of fun here, right? Call 323-461-PHIL, 323-461-7445, or email us at drphil.com. For the people at home, I want to see if we can draw a conclusion here, because I want people to know what the position is. The position is, Dr. Lee, would you agree that the medical profession would agree that obesity is a risk factor for certain diseases, that you're going to increase your likelihood, your susceptibility to contracting certain diseases or having certain catastrophic events if you're overweight?
I don't think there's any question about that.
Okay, and could we also agree that there is a genetic component that predisposes one to be overweight?
That's correct.
And that can be modified and impacted by certain environmental and nutritional exposures that you have.
That's true.
Okay, so what that all means is that I can't get taller or shorter, but I can influence my body mass by my choices.
Yeah, I don't think you're locked into a body size or body weight. I think there are ways to get to an ideal body weight for everybody. Like you're saying, some people it's a lot harder than other people.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I just want to say that I come from all obese people, and I'm very upset and impassioned when the topic of it's genetic comes up, because I don't want to believe such a thing, because I might throw in the towel, because I find it damn hard to stay at a healthy weight because
but we clarified
of
that, right?
Yeah, and I just don't want anyone to use genetics as an excuse, because it hurts them to use that as an excuse.
But we clarified that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Because you're right, it's not an excuse, but it is a factor. Kelly?
I have a question to ask you three. Are you happy?
I actually want to lose weight. I am not happy at the size. But what I want people to understand is that if we're going to talk about health and talking about saving lives, well, let's deal with obesity the way we deal with the other problems, the other dangerous behaviors.
I think all three of you are so brave for coming on here and doing this, because I know what that feels like.
This is the whole point that I think we need to come to, and I'll be very honest. Like you, most of my family is morbidly obese. I have 2 members of my family that are over 500 pounds. I've got 2 more that are over 300 pounds. My dad died way early, secondary to an enlarged heart, secondary to obesity. He had triplets. Who had triplets back then? He had triplet brothers and sisters back then that were 5'2" by 4'11". They were fought it all their lives, died very early. I feel the pain of this for people, and if somebody wants to change, then I don't want them to be disheartened. They can do that. You can get her to lose weight. I can. You can get her to lose weight. You can work her out and get her to lose weight. Will you help her?
I will.
All right.
Yeah.
We will help you.
Thank you.
So your methods are not working.
Right. But
pushing people the way you do on the Biggest Loser is not
No.
healthy.
I'm about accepted.
contestants are very
Wait a minute.
healthy.
This is between these two right here. This is between these two right here. I didn't ask her to work with you because you don't want to work with her, and I understand it. But you do want to work with her.
Definitely.
You would love for her to work you over.
Oh my God! But no Twinkies.
Hopefully not. Maybe a bite of an organic
Now,
one.
if I make you an appointment with Dr. Leibowitz at the Hall Center, will you go see him and let him work you up? Now, will you work her up and figure out what's going on inside for her?
I'll do my best, yeah.
And then we'll follow you and see what happens.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, look, we're out of time here, but there's a lot more to say about this topic. We'll be right back.
We invited top stylists to test our new Professionals hair care line with natural almond and shea butter.
This is an amazing shampoo. It smells great.
It really moisturizes.
I would definitely recommend it for my client.
Her hair is gorgeous.
Shiny, soft, manageable.
I'm jealous.
But it's not a salon brand.
It's new Suave Professionals. Suave? Really?
The name says it all. Professionals.
New Suave Professionals with natural almond and shea butter is salon proven to moisturize as well as a Veda dry remedy. Suave Professionals. Rethink salon hair.
Febreze changed how you thought about freshening fabrics, and then how you thought about freshening the air. Now Febreze is changing how you think about scent and light. With the Flameless Luminary. With scented shades you can change, it's even more beautiful than a candle. Fills a room with scent more quickly than a candle. Nice. And lasts for more than 100 hours. Looks like the candle just met its match. The Febreze Flameless Luminary. Now available with new limited edition spring shades.
Papa's in the house.
Now you get it all for just $10. Your choice of pizzas, your choice of toppings, just $10. Call or order online to get...
Are you hiding your depression? You put your best foot forward, but inside you're hurting. Depression robs you of your ability to enjoy things. On the outside, you put on a smile, but on the inside, you feel hopeless and self-critical. Some are embarrassed to admit it. Others think they'll snap out of it. But depression doesn't usually just go away on its own. If you think you're depressed, you may qualify for a depression research medication study. Call PRI at 888-PRI-HOPE.
Next on CBS 2 News at 5, a local teen is killed in a crash along PCH in Malibu. The man accused of hitting her is charged with murder.
It's the deadliest mine accident in the U.S. in decades. We're going to take you live to West Virginia as rescue crews desperately search for survivors.
Plus, breaking news, a powerful quake rocks Indonesia.
See you after Dr.
Erin Andrews dance after the death threats. Then Kate versus Pamela.
She's having a hard time.
Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
What size is it to be healthy?
The fight over fat rages on.
Being fat is considered a sin.
There's all of this hate that we project onto each other, and it has to stop.
When did we become a society of victims? Everybody is to blame but yourself. Accept responsibility.
I want to direct this to Miss Skinny Minnie.
Why is it okay for you to call her Skinny Minnie?
Well,
you said it, own it.
That's tomorrow.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Look for Jillian Michaels on The Biggest Loser that airs Tuesday at 8 p.m. on NBC. And Jillian's new show, Losing It, also airs on NBC. All right? And her DVD called Yoga Meltdown. You can find that as well. Yoga Meltdown, all right. Thanks to Michael Karolchik of the Anti-Gym Program. Mimi Ross' organization is National Action Against Obesity. Look for Erica Watson's tour dates on her website, ericawatson.com. Mariana Kirby's book is Lessons from the Fatosphere, and you can check out her blog at www.therotund.com. Peggy Howe's group is National Association for Advanced Fat Acceptance. And thanks to Dr. Howard Leibowitz, thank you so much. You can visit his website at drhowardleibowitz.com. And finally, thanks to Kelly Osbourne as well. Her book is called Fierce, and her website is kellyosbourne.com. And we'll have links to all of their information on our website on drphil.com. And for those who want to feel more fit and move forward towards a healthier lifestyle, we have help from 24 Hour Fitness. they are giving everyone in our audience a free 12-month membership to 24-Hour Fitness. All right? So y'all like that, right? So use it, break a sweat. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. You can send me a tweet on Twitter. Appreciate it. So long. Thanks, guys. Let's go.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
What size is it to be healthy?
The fight over fat rages on.
Being fat is considered a sin.
There's all of this hate that we project onto each other, and it has to stop.
When did we become a society of victims? Everybody's to blame but yourself. Accept responsibility.
So I want to direct this to Miss Skinny Minnie.
Why is it okay for you to call her Skinny Minnie?
Well,
you said it, own it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Sit. Ready, camera 5.
73. Take track.
Go, Dr. Phil.
Let's do it. We're continuing our debate. The pressure to be thin is constant in this country, and messages bombard us all day long about losing weight. It's the judgmental aspect of it that is so troubling. We're talking with experts on both sides of this debate, with Mimi Roth from National Action Against Obesity, fitness trainer Michael Karolchik, Jillian Michaels of TV's The Biggest Loser, comedian and actress from the movie Precious, Erica Watson, Fat-O-Sphere author Marion Kirby, and Peggy Howell of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. And after losing 42 pounds, Kelly Osborne, who kind of has a foot in both sides because she's been on both sides of this issue. Yesterday, we heard from all sides of this debate on fat, and we found out why weight is an extremely emotional and personal issue.
Americans have gotten so fat, the self-reported number is 2/3 of us are overweight or obese.
The media has decided we're in the middle of a fat apocalypse.
You guys feel judgment.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel judgment right here.
When you are an overweight person, people make assumptions about you.
You know what it feels like to be fat. I know what it feels like to be called fat. It's horrible.
We all experience judgment and discrimination.
For someone to be discriminated against, that has to be something that's innate, such as race or sexual orientation.
Don't you realize body size is 70 to 80% heritable?
When I'm on an airline, I don't want fat people invading my space. If you're large, buy 2 seats. But where we're going, Dr. Phil, if nobody wants to address it, we're going to be talking about 3 airline seats.
At some point, you have to make a choice to be as healthy as you can possibly be.
I want to know, why is it morally imperative that I seek to become thin?
You added a word to my statement. I did not say it was a moral choice. That's what you, in your defensiveness, added to the sentence.
We're not fat haters. We hate fat behavior.
What do you have on your T-shirt?
That's no chubbies.
Your approach just
That's your opinion, Kelly.
Now, there is one more person that I want to introduce. Now, he was named Stand-Up Comedian of the Year by the American Comedy Awards and has appeared in movies and TV shows with Gwyneth Paltrow, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Jerry Seinfeld. Please welcome John Panette.
How are you, everyone? Hi. How are you? I wish you all well. I think we need to lighten up a little bit. So the doctor says I'm allergic to wheat, and I think, well, big deal, it's wheat. It doesn't matter. She said, no, that means wheat gluten. She said, do you eat a lot of gluten? I don't know, but let's say yes. I kicked gluten for 3 days. I had nightmares. I dreamt Dr. Phil was outside on my front lawn. John, come out here and exercise. You can't be big if your lifestyle won't allow it. Get off my lawn! Thanks for listening, everybody. See you later.
Oh, you're crazy.
Thank you, sir.
John Cadet, give this guy a hand.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
So your theory is we need to lighten up out here a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I need to lose weight, and I want to lose some more weight. When I lost 100 pounds, I knew I had a long journey ahead of me when people said, wow, we can really see it in your face. Well, thank you. Apparently, I was the Kool-Aid man, and nobody ever said anything to me. John, it's about your head. We're a little concerned. But listen, I think it's great, the gym. I really do. But I'm not going to love it. And people, I love it now. Now, I'm on that elliptical, and I can do 45 minutes, and that's a miracle for me. But I see other people, and God bless them, they're thinking after this, we're going to do free weights, we'll do crunches after that, not Nestle's either. And I was really disappointed that day. And I'm on this elliptical thinking if I do 45 minutes and live, I'm going to have raviolis and a nap. And that's the only thing keeping me on. Raviolis and a nap. Raviolis and a nap.
You say you go to the gym, but you say you don't do ups? I don't get that.
Listen, I had one trainer, mean person. You gotta go, trainers a ring toss. You have to pitch until you win. And you gotta be nice, don't you think? I mean, one trainer goes, give me a sit-up. I don't do ups. I do downs. Sit down, lay down. Blackjack, I'll double down. Give me a cheeseburger, I'll wolf it down. Put on a little music, I'll boogie down. Drop it like it's hot. I did that no-carb diet, and anything like extreme has never worked for me. And it really is about balance, and I think a lot of these people have the right messages. I really do. I went on the no-carb thing, and I snapped. That Girl Scout came to the door, and I didn't mean to frighten her, but she had Thin Mints. Now, I have a Pez dispenser for those, and if you say, oh, no, I don't like them, you're lying. I went, I think you're going to win the trip to Washington this year.
John Cadet, next, the Cupcake debate. We'll be right back.
All new Dr. Phil, bullied to death.
If you stand by passively, you are as guilty as the person that's doing it.
Who could have saved Phoebe Prince?
The mother asked, is Phoebe safe? And they told her that she was.
Plus, two teens who fought back.
What kind of form did the bullying take?
It's really hard to talk about it.
Well, I'm proud of you for stepping up.
All new Dr. Phil. At Ross, you'll find unbeatable savings on the latest spring dresses. This dress is $59 at a department store, but just $19.99 at Ross. Save over 65%. Ross, unbeatable.
If you need dental implants at an affordable price, call Smile Implant Supercenter now. Dental implants just $899. Implant crowns $599. Smile Implant Supercenter offers a full range of dental implant services. We have thousands of satisfied implant patients. All of your initial tests, CT scans, x-rays, oral sedation, and consultations are always free. Plus, we offer up to 12 months no-interest financing. Now it's your turn to smile. Call Smile Implant Supercenter now to schedule an appointment at 888-567-7558.
Zoe met the right guy at the wrong time.
I need to tell you, I'm pregnant. It was before I met you.
What? On April April 23rd.
Congratulations!
Can their relationship survive?
Would you like a plate? Napkin, trough.
9 months of this.
We used to have sex all the time. I hate the pillow. I'll wake up and I'm accidentally making out with
Accidentally. I did it on purpose.
The backup plan.
Felt good, too.
Rated PG-13.
Surprise! It's Empire's 50th anniversary, but you get the gift. Free installation on hardwood and laminate flooring. Shop at home and enjoy the quality name brands, great prices, and next-day installation Empire is famous for, with no interest for a year. Plus, right now, we'll install your new flooring absolutely free. It's our gift to you. But hurry, free installation won't last long. Call today. 800-588-2300 Today.
Did you know Meg Whitman and Barack Obama have the same policy on illegal immigration? Really?
Nationwide, there may be as many as 12.5 million people who have come to this country illegally.
Her solution?
Can we get a fair program where people stand at the back of the line, they pay a fine?
Barack Obama on illegal immigration.
We should require them to pay a penalty and pay taxes, learn English, go to the back of the line.
The Whitman-Obama policy? It's called amnesty.
We're newlyweds.
On a budget.
So after we saw this cookware at the department store,
$145.
we went to Ross and got the same cookware.
Plus all this.
And paid less. We know how to save money.
Yes. Now if we can only learn how to cook.
Ross, the savings are unbeatable.
There's a lot of pressure to be thin. The media has played a big role in our perceptions.
I think that our society has a paradoxical obsession with fitness and health that is manifesting itself in really unhealthy ways.
If all you look at are the catwalk models, you're gonna feel short and fat. Clearly, all media does not pressure anyone to be underweight or emaciated.
We're talking about the fat debate and whether or not you can be fat and still be healthy. Now, what about kids and eating too many sweets and their own obesity rates? They're on the rise, clearly. And this led to a ban on cupcakes in the classroom. I mean, what do you guys think about this, what we're feeding our kids in school? Because it's been a long time since I was in school, but they shoveled carbohydrates, mashed potatoes, I mean, stuff at us that I'm not sure it was real food, but it couldn't have been healthy. And now they're banning that you can't bring cupcakes to some of the classrooms. What do you think about that?
I think what we want to do is create a default of health at school. The kids need to eat things that lets them concentrate, sit still, behave, and perform academically. So it's not about a cupcake. I'm all for a cupcake at Chuck E. Cheese, but school isn't Chuck E. Cheese, and we know that a third of the kids are already struggling with weight. In New York City, it's 40% of the kids. So if we want to keep cupcakes in our life, let's keep them at Chuck E. Cheese, not at school. And not the candy and the donuts. I mean, it's endless at school. These kids never get a break from junk food solicitations.
But it's not the food that's the actual enemy. It's the fact that many of us don't know how to eat in moderation. So to focus on the food and the food items alone, to me, really sometimes sends an unhealthy...
But part of the moderation is appropriateness of place. So it's not appropriate at school, but it's appropriate at Chuck E. Cheese.
But what I'm saying is that when you demonize a food
I don't think we're doing that.
And I don't know if I should ask you, the doctor, because this is something that I truly believe. I believe that there are some people that don't eat right and they gain weight, but there are some people that have an obsessive-compulsive disorder towards food, and they have a mental attachment to the food that causes them to emotionally eat. And I've even found myself doing it at times where I'm like, oh, I'll just have a bite of it, and then before I know it, I've eaten the whole thing, and it's made me feel happy for about 5 minutes, and then I feel miserable because I ate it. And I don't know how much of people's eating habits has something to do with mentally more than it does.
Well, here's the problem that I see, and it is that 70% of obese children become obese adults. So if they get into that body type and category early on in their life, it carries on. And we start seeing diseases show up in children that just have never existed in children before. We see the onset of adult diseases among children that are in this obese category. And we've got to get that under control or it's going to really run out. Michael?
Dr. Phil, I spent 2 years in Colorado trying to get child obesity laws passed. And the question you have to ask is, who's on the side of healthy food in schools and who's on the other side? And every state senator I would meet go, Michael, I love your idea, I love your idea. And then my lobbying group would say, Uh-oh, but wait till he's getting a lot of money. Where are they getting the money? You follow the paper trail. And the food industries are putting all this garbage in the schools. The vending machines are garbage, and they are deep pockets with the politicians. So to get a child obesity laws passed, if you look at a lot of the states that pass obesity laws, they pass even physical education acts, which means they'll teach you about a class, about working out maybe, and they'll teach you about eating right, but there's no activity. And so the problem a lot of people aren't seeing is there's a lot of dynamics that go behind the obesity. The commercials out there, look at what you see and what is throwing to you. We keep hearing about plus-size models, and we keep hearing thin is in. Everything you're bombarded with is stuffing your face, okay? Everything you see, there's donut shops everywhere, and then now you got it in the schools. And the kids, what kid out there is gonna make a choice of, you know, I'm gonna have the turkey sandwich today, or pizza and French fries? The kid's gonna take the pizza. When we were growing up, do you remember? What do we get? Friday, you get one choice if you're lucky, if it's a grilled cheese.
Well,
Thursday's beef stew.
My problem with the food with kids, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, but is the way that it's marketed. When you see these fast food restaurants, and what they're selling is acceptance and celebration and fun. You know, they show everybody laughing and everybody's included and they're all yucking it up. And so you equate food with this acceptance and being a part of something, and all the people that are eating the food are in tip-top perfect shape.
Yeah, nobody's fat in the ice cream commercial.
Yeah,
it's a Happy Meal.
And so you show all of this acceptance, and so I worry that kids are maybe attracted to this for different reasons. And so I think that's an issue, and I do think that whether we focus on size or we focus on health, we've got to keep our kids moving. We've got to keep them breaking sweats. We've got to keep them active. Marion, what do you want to say?
I want to say that I think that when you frame it as childhood obesity, you lose sight of the fact that Pizza Hut is providing their lunch, that there's vending machines, and there's not funding for all of this, and it's awful. Address that instead of attacking fat kids.
Yeah, why are we going after the government for subsidizing crops that make us unhealthy?
I testify before the government.
We agree with you.
Yeah.
You're
trying
right.
to address this from a larger social standpoint.
It's big business, it's government. You're totally right.
There's all of these things that we agree about. The problem is when you're lobbying to pass childhood obesity laws, those do not translate into, no, Taco Bell cannot provide the lunches for our kids. I mean, that's a different issue, and that's what we really need to be talking about, is the way our schools are underfunded for helpful food.
Talking about the government, Michael, you say that U.S. Attorney General Regina Benjamin is too fat.
Yes, she's a terrible spokesperson for obesity. I mean, how do you have somebody that is her size, okay, and she says she's size 18, and there's other reports saying she's size 20. How does she, being a role model, okay, and the battle obesity, obesity is 11% of our total health costs. You guys are sick and tired, I know I am. Every night we hear about healthcare, healthcare, healthcare. Well, it used to be 6% of total costs in 1998. Obesity now is 11%. That's $150 billion a year because of people making bad decisions costing you and I money. So we have to address obesity and look no further.
Wait a minute. See, when you get into the Dr. Regina Benjamin thing, it speaks to larger issues, especially when it comes to perceptions and stereotypes of plus-size African-American women.
Yeah, but she is the Surgeon General.
But Regina Benjamin, more importantly, her own body weight, she has no professional track record of addressing obesity and diabetes in the community from which she came. So she should walk the walk and talk the talk and all of that, but she didn't have the professional track record in those areas.
What size should she be? Because I'm saying, once again, if we're going to say it's about health, let it be about health, but it seems like you all are really dwelling on size.
No, she admits she doesn't eat well.
What size is it to be
You know
healthy?
what? When is a size? I always. I'm going to answer it if you let me finish.
Yeah.
You let me finish here. We keep hearing about this. There's these healthy fat people out there, or healthy obese people. I always call it the Sasquatch theory. There's Sasquatch out there. He is. He's really out there. I've seen him. What have you? As I always say, if you want to have a measurement of health, let's, very easy. If you can do 20 push-ups in 30 seconds, or how about you can do a 6-mile run in under an hour? We can have all different measurements, and you're not going to find size 20 people.
I have skinny friends
and they're not healthy. I'm not arguing that. They can't do it.
All right, here's the question. Are you considered obese? You may not even realize that doctors may be talking about you when they're talking about this. I mean, Eric is saying, what's the right size? So we're going to talk about all that in a simple way of figuring out if you're one of those considered at risk when we come back. We'll be right back.
I'm
£102 of fat looks like. I've tried every diet out there. The lap band was the easiest thing I've ever done. I was a size 24, now I'm a size 12, and I can shop at all the fun stores. Call now for your free brochure. The lap band will change your life, just like it did for me.
Call 1-800-GET-THIN.
Call 800-GET-THIN now for your free brochure and DVD.
Meg Whitman's plan tackles California's 3 biggest challenges: keeping and creating jobs, cutting Sacramento spending, and fixing our education system. Meg's plan calls for targeted tax cuts, a strict spending cap, and sending more money right to the classroom. Read the 48-page plan for yourself. Get your free copy online, via text message, or by phone. Building a new California won't be easy. It starts with the right plan.
Okay, doctors say that BMI or body mass index is the best way to determine obesity. Now, it's your height multiplied by your weight, but there's a simpler way to determine, generally speaking, if you're higher risk category for diabetes, for example, associated with being overweight. Men, if your waist is 40 inches or greater, and women, if your waist is 35 inches or more, you are considered obese and in a higher risk category, just so you know. So take that and check yourself out because you are at risk, and particularly diabetes, Dr. Leibowitz, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the more body fat you carry, the greater the chance of what we call insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a pre-diabetic condition. And when you have a large percentage of body fat, your body just doesn't metabolize carbohydrates. So if you eat something that's high in carbohydrates, or even anything that has calories in it, your fat cells will actually prevent those carbohydrates and those calories from being metabolized. So having a higher body fat percentage can create sort of a vicious cycle where it even makes you gain more weight. I used to do triathlons, and when I used to do triathlons, I could eat tremendous amounts of calories because I was burning tremendous amounts of calories. Most of us are sedentary. Most of us sit around. Even if we exercise 45 minutes a day, that's not very much compared to how we were genetically designed. We were genetically designed to really be active all the time. And now we're active a very small amount of the time. So we have to shift our metabolism to match our lifestyles and our behaviors. And eating carbohydrates increases our risk for gaining weight and being insulin
we'll think
resistant.
we're really active, but I mean, Kelly, you said Dancing with the Stars was a real turning point for you because you've never worked out that much before.
No, I didn't. I hate the gym. I still hate the gym. I don't like it because for me, it's something that I've had to learn to accept that it's a part of my life that I have to do. Yeah. And that, yeah, I might not enjoy it, but I really enjoy what it does to me. Yeah. I really do. And the fact is, like, I go to these workout classes, I do the bar method, which literally makes me hate life. I hate every single person in the room. I want to leave. I sometimes almost want to cry. Sometimes I feel like I want to throw up. But by the end of it, and you go home, and when I look at the person that I have become now, because I actually was like, okay, they're right, there is no quick fix. The only way I can do this is if I make a life change, I start eating right, and I actually work out. And it works. It's the only way you can do it. It is the only way. There is no quick fix. There's surgery, of course, but that's extreme. And sometimes irreversible. And that's the harsh realization, is that we want quick fixes. We want this to be something that here today, gone tomorrow. And it's so easy to put weight on. It's so easy. But it's the hardest thing in the world to get off, because you don't only gain weight here, but you gain weight in here too, and it's hard.
Yeah. How many hours a day did you work out on Dancing with the Stars?
It started off, it was 3 hours a day. And by the end of it, I was doing 12 to 14 hours a day and literally falling apart. But what it did to me was showed me that if I just try, and if I put some effort in, as much as I don't like it and as much as I don't want to do it, and I wish that there was some magical pill that I could take and tomorrow I'd be skinny, unless you try, you're not going to see results. And once you do start trying and you do put the effort into yourself, you start feeling really good about you and what you can possibly do and things that you could possibly even wear and a person that you could become, and it makes you want to keep going.
But 12 hours a day is more than just trying. And most people have to work for a living, and they don't have 12 hours a day.
Excuse me, you don't
I know
need to
that
call
was
that
her work,
Yeah,
but
that
most
was her
people
job.
have a job that doesn't allow them to exercise for 12
Jillian, how
hours
many hours a day do your people work out on Biggest Loser?
Well, they're working out 6 to 8 hours a day, but they're losing 100 pounds in 7 weeks. You don't need to lose 100 pounds in 7 weeks. You could lose 100 pounds in a year.
What I do is 3 hours a week. That's it. That's what I do.
Yeah, I do
to maintain.
4 hours a week. And I put people in maintenance mode. In a perfect world, I would love 5 hours. If you can give me 5 half hours, I'll take that too.
I do about an hour a day. I run 4 miles and then I walk everywhere in the city.
You know, I think one of the things that's really concerning is it shouldn't be this way, but body image and self-image do vary together. If your body image goes down, the self-image tends to go with it. If your body image improves, your self-image tends to improve with it. That's not always the case, but unfortunately, you're right, Kelly. I mean, when you don't feel good about your body image, then you don't feel good about yourself.
And it's just, we're in a world where like being fat is considered a sin. And it's not, a lot of people, you know, their life situations, things that happen to them at a young age, you know, parents that don't know about nutrition, they get stuck in this little hole and they get labeled as this one person, and you start to think that's all I'll ever be. And all of your confidence just goes.
John?
When we were kids, what did we know about nutrition? Like, really nothing.
Yeah, if you could get it in your mouth, you ate it.
Yeah, exactly. You had sugar, you had white sugar, and you had white flour. And I wish that, you know, I could go back in a time machine and learn all that stuff. And I think this Michelle Obama thing is just, I think it's wonderful. I think it really is. And I think that, God willing, I hope that we'll see changes in the future.
Do you want to lose weight?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, what would you joke around about if you were like...
Oh, believe me, I've got a lot more jokes about losing. There's a lot more on the journey down. Believe me.
Next, what to do when people judge you for being overweight. And later, a plus-size model has some sharp criticism for one of our thin panelists.
Buy one, get one half off everything during Payless BOGO. Save now. Feel good. Payless.
Does belly fat make you look like this? Mega T's Green Tea Thermogenic Formula helps you burn belly fat so you could look like this. Mega Tea burns belly fat.
Are you hiding your depression? You put your best foot forward, but inside you're hurting. Depression robs you of your ability to enjoy things. On the outside, you put on a smile, but on the inside, you feel hopeless and self-critical. Some are embarrassed to admit it. Others think they'll snap out of it. But depression doesn't usually just go away on its own. If you think you're depressed, you may qualify for a depression research medication study. Call PRI at 888-PRI-HOPE.
If you only have one night to see a Broadway show, see the all-new musical sensation, Dreamgirls. It's the one musical that has it all. The backstage drama, the onstage glamour, and all the songs you love from stage and screen. Listen to the music, feel the joy, catch the dream.
Coming to the Orange County Performing Arts Center April 21st through May 2nd. Call 714-556-2787 or visit ocpac.org.
Imagine more shoes than you could ever imagine. Off-Broadway Shoes is a shoe store like no other. At Off-Broadway, you'll be amazed by over 40,000 pairs of this season's hottest styles at fantastic prices. With the perfect combination of selection and savings, the choices at Off-Broadway can really stack up. Off-Broadway Shoes.
Next, Entertainment Tonight.
It's hard enough for me, and I'm one of the lucky ones.
Bristol Palin's controversial teen pregnancy ad, calling her baby a mistake.
Pause before you play.
Then Sandra Bullock, Georgia Lopez, her sister. 21 days after the scandal broke, Sandra's inner circle.
I know I have that support system.
Plus, Kate Gosselin's Dancing with the Stars shocker and our Sting World exclusive. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on CBS 2.
I think it's really interesting that everybody is talking about how much they hate the gym as if it's some sort of punishment. I like it. Like, I am like, give me an aerobics class.
Yoga is my favorite.
I love it. And no, I love the equipment. I love weights.
Did you say
I love
yogurt
the,
or
like,
yoga?
the feeling
I like
of
yoga.
using my body. Like, that's such a powerful feeling. And it's a feeling that is denied to a lot of people because you go to the gym and you get the looks if you can find the clothes to wear to the gym in the first place. So I think it's really interesting that, like, my, I guess, gateway to the gym was actually to stop dieting and to stop punishing myself. And when exercise stopped being a punishment, it became a really enjoyable thing that I could do to inhabit and strengthen my body.
A diet is not a punishment.
I want to hear from the
It's
audience
not
a little
punishment.
bit here. John, what do you want to say? And then I'll go to you next.
Yeah, I never found any stress at the gym. Like, I never found any people staring. I was just more like, good, glad you're finally here. You know, that kind of thing. Although let me tell you, yoga, that Bikram yoga, I hate that. They heat the room to 120 degrees. I smell dumplings you eat 3 days before. My pop-up timer is going off, and you can feel your body. My kidneys are failing.
All right, what do you want to say?
I used to be twice the size I am now. And even though I've lost over 300 pounds, people still judge me. So, thank you. No matter what you do, if you're fat, you're walking down the street, or people see you, or like they were talking about the airplane, I used to have to buy 2 seats. I know what that's like.
But what do you say to yourself if you walk in somewhere and you sense that somebody is really judging you? What do you say to yourself about that?
Well, I definitely don't let them get to me. I mean, I know who I am. I know what I've been through. I know what I've done to improve my life, the personal choices I've made. I know what it's like to sit on both sides of the fence, technically, because even though I'm still not thin, I'm still considered very obese according to society standards, even though I've worked hard to lose all that weight.
Yeah. But you have to talk to yourself about it. You got to say, I know where I've been. I know how hard I've worked. I know who I am.
Yes.
I mean, you do. You've got to talk to yourself.
You have to accept yourself, no matter your size.
Stand up, if you would. Thank you.
I've been overweight since I was like 8 years old. And my mom did kind of a weird thing. She wouldn't allow any sweets in the house at all. She monitored all my food, and I'd go to school, and I'd be trading my tuna sandwiches for sweets. And so my whole life was always, something mental in my house. I got to have the sweets. Like Halloween, I'd get bags of it, store it, and I've been on diets my whole life, up and down, up and down. I'm 54 now. But I'm also been able to do everything. I could do jet skiing. I've been able to accomplish a lot in my life, and I'm happy who I am. But psychologically, I know my mom did something to me. I don't blame her.
Yeah. But you got a choice to make.
Absolutely.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you guys are opening up the panel to talk to the panel.
Sure, yeah.
I have two comments to make. First, I want to direct this to Miss Skinny Minnie.
Which Miss Skinny Minnie?
Isn't her name Mimi or Skinny Minnie?
Yeah, okay, Mimi.
Well, the skinniest girl up there. Anyways, she made a comment that you have to have a lot of willingness and motivation to be skinny.
I was quoting Dr. Kelly Brownell of Yale. That's what he says.
I don't care who you was quoting. You said it, own it.
I agree with him, absolutely.
Okay, good. But I'm a plus-size model. I am willing and motivated to wake up every day to keep these curves. I don't want to wake up and look like you and be confused and quoting everybody. Why don't you say what you have to say and stand up for what you believe?
Oh, I was just tagging on to, she was talking about the same Yale Center, so.
Okay, but let me ask you a question while you're standing up. Why is it okay for you to call her Skinny Minnie? But it's not okay for her to comment about someone's size that's larger.
Well, I don't know her name. So, Okay, you got me on that, but moving on. No chubbies. No chubbies. No, I got something for no chubbies.
You said it. Own it.
The difference is what she insulted when she was called skinny.
Okay,
It's skinny
I
an
own it.
insult.
I'm sorry.
But it's skinny an insult. Dr. Phil, is skinny an insult?
Well, let me tell you.
Skinny is an insult to you?
Yes.
No, I'm saying to the person it was. No. The
but
person
there are
is.
people that are skinny that cannot gain weight, and it's just as
Yeah, but I'm saying to her. You think calling her skinny hurt her feelings?
Guys, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Jillian,
This goes
Eat
back,
something.
This goes back to the beginning when we were talking about how people judge each other, how we project our insecurities onto one another, you know, and there's all of this hate that we project onto each other, and it has to stop. And the reality is that, yeah, you know what? Someone's gonna judge you, and someone's gonna judge you, and me, and you guys. And when we're right with ourselves, truly right with it, we won't hold on to that, we won't turn it over, and we won't allow it to affect us.
It's easy to tell the oppressed not to speak out.
No, it's not about not speaking out. It's about.
Hold on. You two are going to have to take a trip. Next, we'll take a look at Jillian Michaels' technique for motivating people to lose all of that weight on her TV show, The Biggest Loser.
All new Dr. Phil. Was Phoebe Prince bullied to death?
If you stand by, you are as guilty as the person that's doing it.
Plus, 2 teens who fought back.
It's really hard to talk about it.
Close cap.
As you'll have together this summer, PetSmart has just as many flea and tick solutions with the best selection of flea collars, home treatments, and services to help keep him healthy and happy summer long and beyond. Plus, now you can get Advantage Topical Solution and Canine Advantix right here at PetSmart and at PetSmart.com. And for a limited time, save $5. Get everything you need to protect him because he means everything to you. PetSmart, we love to see healthy, happy pets.
Attention to all Americans struggling with medical bills and credit card debt. Due to the economic crisis, a program approved by the United States government may eliminate 100% of your medical and credit card debt. This program is available to the public through the Chapter 7 Federal Bankruptcy Act and is here to offer consumers a fresh start. Our one goal in mind is to allow Americans to keep their homes, cars, and personal property while eliminating 100% of your debts. For more information and to see if you qualify for this government-approved program, call the American Bankruptcy Hotline on the screen today.
Papa's in the house.
Now you get it all for just $10. Your choice of pizzas, your choice of toppings, just $10. Call or order online to get...
I'm Pat Harvey. Just ahead at 5, we'll take you to Malibu, where family and friends say their final goodbyes to the teen plowed down on PCH. Plus, a Monrovia man takes a bullet to the leg while saving a dog's life. And Bristol Palin back in the spotlight, attracting a lot of attention, both good and bad. Ahead on CBS 2 News at 5.
Hey, Los Angeles, here's Dr. Travis Stork with a look at what's coming up on The Doctors tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Dr. Phil. We've got a great show lined up. Constipation, colds, cavities, the top C words we all hate, and the best way to fight them all.
Don't miss The Doctors tomorrow morning at 11 on KCAL 9. Now, Jillian has a certain style in The Biggest Loser that some people don't agree with. Let's take a look at her work.
Good. Everyone dig in. Come on, chop, chop. Why are you not hitting your burn? You're an animal, Dre. Drive it forward. That sucks. Go! A little fire, Darius. Go, John. Explode! 1, 2, 3. Ah, man, that was great. Go. Come on, Sammy, drop it. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Up. Hit it. Lower, Darius. Go. Come on. Push.
Okay. Now, so, John, how would that work with you?
Well, you know what? I started last August. I had my niece's wedding, so a couple weeks before I go to Canyon Ranch in Miami. And they kill me the first couple of days. They murder. I can't even walk. and my eye is twitching. I know that, you know, if I get a baseball bat, I know that I can hit the trainer hard enough. That's all I want to do. But I felt really bad, and what they did was they adjusted the workout until I felt better again. So I don't know if you do that or not.
We have medical professionals on staff. I mean, we're very careful and how
yeah, I think a lot of
how
that
we're
is
building our training program.
television.
You're
you
seeing,
know?
you know, very intense moments, but I do push them very hard, and you see that they're capable of it. And when they understand what their potential is and what is possible, it unlocks so many doors in every area of their lives.
You have to fight through the excuses.
Yeah,
And you have a problem with her style.
I do. I would like to ask you if you keep any records on Biggest Loser of past contestants. How many of them have gained their weight back?
Only about 35%. And it's a fact. It's a fact. And the reality is
Only
that
35% have gained any of their weight back at all.
Ma'am, do you realize that people who lose a large amount of weight, 95% gain their weight back?
Yes.
Only 35%
And that's
of our
not Jillian's
contestants
fault
do.
completely, because she's in a situation where it's in a controlled environment. She doesn't get to work with them when they go back to their houses. That's what we do. We work with people that are in their houses.
I have a problem with the Biggest
you can keep
Loser
the weight
because
off.
your methods are unhealthy. Losing
Not
weight
unhealthy.
that fast is not healthy.
Says who? They're perfectly healthy.
Doctors tell you all the time not to lose more than a couple
Ma'am,
pounds.
it's about reality.
Do you think that losing 100 pounds in 8 weeks is healthy?
I just want to say something about fitness and conditioning and training. You know, I think when you do go to a trainer or you do work out, you do exercise, one of the problems I see with my patients who are exercising is they tend to do the same thing day after day after day, and the body tends to want to be stable. The body doesn't like changes. So if you want to change your metabolism and you want to get things moving and you want to get the weight loss moving, you have to do some things that are going to push your body into an uncomfortable zone.
We'll be right back. DrPhil.com, brought to you in part by...
Love fresh garden tomatoes but hate tending a garden? Then get off the ground and grow your tomatoes upside down with a topsy-turvy tomato planter. Available at retail stores now.
Travel consideration provided by...
Activon Ultra Strength for powerful pain relief. A convenient applicator means no messy creams. Activon, applied directly where it hurts for joint pain, muscle pain, arthritis, and backache.
These days, money market funds are paying less than 2%. So forget return on investment. Let's talk return on insurance. Switch your car insurance to Allstate, and you can earn a 5% bonus. 5% of your premium sent to you twice a year for as long as you don't have an accident. The safe driving bonus check, only from Allstate. Safety pays. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Dinner.
Fresh taste doesn't come in a can. Meow Mix Market Select. With delicious real seafood you can actually recognize. Meow Mix tastes so good, cats ask for it by name.
Falling. It's one of the scariest things about growing older. People are ending the fear factor with the American Home Makeover's therapeutic walk-in safety tub. Open the door, walk in, bathe safely. Listen to two daughters who got this tub to protect their mothers from falls, and a life-changing event.
My mother's 89 years old, and so fear was her greatest thing, everything, fear. And I needed to get her to take a bath more often.
Tried to get him to go somewhere, and he's like,
wouldn't
no,
go
I'll
anywhere.
stay here.
He just felt he was such a big burden
Right.
on anybody.
So we saw the ad, and he saw the ad too, and he's like, I like that, and it sounded really good, so we got it put in, and he loves it.
Preserve your independence. Bring safety into your life, while our tub gives you the ultimate in warming, comfortable physical therapy. And now our tub empties in about a minute with the amazing new Rapid Drain. For more, please call 1-800-417-7777. 1-800-417-7777.
Hey, everybody, if you want to be in the audience and you're in the Los Angeles area, then come join us, because we have a lot of fun here, right? All right. Call 323-461-PHIL, 323-461-7445, or email us at drphil.com. The tickets are free. We're back talking about the fat debate with our panel of experts, and comedian John Panette is joining us as well. I've been talking to the audience. We don't have much time left. You had a comment that you wanted to make. If you would, stand up so we get you on camera. There we go.
Kathy Hernandez, and I'm from San Diego, and I met Michael kind of. We had an interview together, I don't know if you remember me or not, but it was against his commercials. I feel it's great that you're helping people lose weight if they want to do that. The commercials you see in San Diego, I don't know about here, we've got this girl sitting on her sofa talking to her friend who's thin, and she's telling her, wow, why do you have so much beer in your refrigerator? Well, that's the only way I can is to get a guy drunk because I'm so fat. Really? Do you really think like that?
You know what? Here's the thing. If you can't handle that commercial, that means you have a thin skin.
No, I wonder if you think like that.
I'm going to give you the answer. If you have a thin skin, you're never going to be thin because the only way you're ever going to lose weight is to admit you have a problem. And you know you have to laugh a little bit in life. If we've seen one thing here, if you go to the Urban Dictionary when you go home, it's called fatitude. And fatitude is a large person who gets angry and does not accept accountability for their size. And if you get that angry and upset, that's fatitude, and you need to realize I can lose the weight. You're not a victim.
Porn featuring women my size is the third largest porn in the United States.
It's probably the
Somebody's
largest.
lying.
It's probably the largest.
And you got an issue.
You know
You
what,
crazy.
sir? I think you do a lot of amazing things, and I know you mean well. I really do. But your No Chubbies t-shirt, man, it's just, you know, it just smacks of Nazi Germany to me. You know? It just, we will get rid of all the chubbies first!
No, I know.
You can see I have my No Chubbies sign on. Where is yours?
You know what? You bring up Nazi Germany, but you know what's funny is my grandfather, who fought in World War II, he would be so upset with some of the comments because when did we become a society of victims? Everybody's to blame but yourself looking in the mirror.
All right, what do you want to say?
Accept responsibility. No chubbies.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I'm actually Michael's training partner. And there's all this hatred, and I can sense such a tension coming, and you're calling him crazy, and we're getting personal here. The point is, people are going to lose weight in different ways. Some people want a drill sergeant trainer. Some people catch the No Chubbies and think it's funny, and they go there and they lose weight. We're helping thousands of people in that way. You should be perfectly fine with that. Some people want a nice trainer where they need to sit down. There are many ways to lose weight. The point is you have to take action.
Yeah, it's different strokes for different folks.
If you as an individual want to make a personal choice to go to a gym like that or a different style of gym or to work out for 6 hours a day, that's fine because body autonomy means we all get to have those choices and make them for ourselves. The difference is that when your advertising is hateful about fat people, when your t-shirt is talking about how, you know, there shouldn't be any of us here, that's talking about my body. That cannot help but be
My
personal.
body gets judged too.
Your body absolutely
His body gets judged.
That's part
But
of
no
the
one's
problem.
wearing a t-shirt right now saying no girls in pink dresses.
Why are you so afraid of the political correctness, Jillian? Get over it. No chubbies. A chubby is someone who's lazy and makes excuses.
Okay, all right, hold on.
You're really nice on your show all the time, too.
Okay, hold on.
Come on, give me a break.
Call them names.
All right, listen,
I push
we're out
them
of
in
time.
the gym.
I want to give everybody like
It's a
30
huge
seconds for a final
difference.
comment. I'll start with you. Final comment.
I want to agree with you that we have to take personal responsibility, which means we have to make healthful life decisions forever, and we have to read labels, and that means industry has to be truthful about what's in the food and the risk associated with the food. Let's make the environment healthy so we can make healthier choices, and guess what? We owe it to children to have a chance to grow up healthy, which means pre-pregnancy to age 5. Let's get that generation healthy.
I believe that we come in all sizes. Obviously, we can see that by the audience here. We need to respect one another and get over this obsession with insisting that everybody needs to be the same size. We don't all need to be the same size. Thin does not equal health, and fat does not equal disease. I'm 62 years old. I'm not on any medication. I'm not saying that everything is perfect in my life, but I've been fat all my life, and I've made it to 62 without having to be on any medications or any things. I'm not dying because of my fat.
All right, 30 seconds.
Again, we are not hating fat people. We hate fat behavior. And everybody out there, if you are large, okay, and you want to do something about it and feel good and feel sexy, there's nothing wrong with feeling sexy and being healthy. We will help you, and that's the thing. You can set yourself free. You are making the choice to stay large.
All right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just kind of boggling. I want a shirt that says no jerks.
You're using your 30 seconds.
Personal attack again.
Sure.
Fine.
Everyone has a different body. That's okay. It is your body, and the choices that you make for it are the ones that are important. Make choices that are healthful for you.
All right. Jillian?
I just think it's about us all coming together and being healthy inside and out. It's about finding solutions. And, you know, that's what I'm here to do, is to try to be helpful if my help is wanted. And if not, I respect that too.
Eric?
I feel that the war on obesity should not be a war on obese people, that people of all sizes should be respected and should be honored and be able to be who they are. You should embrace your authentic self. If you want to stay larger, stay larger. If you want to be smaller, be smaller. But to make judgments about people based on their side, to use the war on obesity or use a disguise as health when it's really hate, doesn't make sense and it's not intelligent.
All right. Kelly, final comments.
This whole thing is so frustrating because no matter how you look, people will always judge you. And what matters most is that you're just happy with who you are. And I think that's what everyone here really needs to work on, is if they're happy with them. And then if they think that they're not, change what you want to change.
All right. We'll be right back.
We're never gonna catch anything.
Patience, son.
Ah.
Sometimes you can get so much out of so little.
Woohoo!
Especially when it comes to Charmin Ultra Soft. Its Ultra Soft design is soft and absorbent. It has so much absorbency, you can use 7 sheets versus 28 of the leading value brand. So your family can get more out of less.
Mom's never gonna believe this one.
Charmin Ultra Soft. Enjoy the go.
Finally, what I love is what my skin needs.
New Positively Nourishing, fragrant moisturizers from Aveeno, the naturals brand dermatologists trust most. Active Naturals formula shown to lock in 24-hour moisture. New Positively Nourishing, only from Aveeno.
Just a few hours, all those Welch's Concord grapes will be juiced. How Welch's squeezes their grapes is important too. They use the pulp, the seeds, the skin, everything to make 100% grape juice loaded with antioxidant power. 100% grape.
Did you know Meg Whitman and Barack
CBS 2 News at 5. It's breaking news. An American soldier held by the Taliban. New video and hope he's alive.
Frustrated parents take their school budget fight right to Hollywood. See their controversial video.
Plus, high school student shot in a Southland park. CBS 2 first on the story.
We'll see you after Dr. Phil.
Backstage dancing shots you haven't seen. And Jessica Simpson bears all. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
I want to thank all of my guests today. Look for Jillian Michaels on The Biggest Loser that airs Tuesday at 8 p.m. on NBC. And Jillian's new show, Losing It, also airs on NBC. All right? And her DVD called Yoga Meltdown. You can find that as well. Yoga Meltdown, all right.
Oh, I can't wait for a copy. I have to run to the store now.
All right. Thanks to Michael Karolchik of the Anti-Gym Program. Mimi Ross' organization is National Action Against Obesity. Look for Erica Watson's tour dates on her website, ericawatson.com. Marion Kirby's book is Lessons from the Fatosphere, and you can check out her blog at www.therotund.com. Peggy Howe's group is National Association for Advanced Fat Acceptance. And thanks to Dr. Howard Leibowitz, thank you so much. You can visit his website at drhowardleibowitz.com. And also, thanks to comedian John Panette, whose DVD is called I'm Starving. And finally, thanks to Kelly Osbourne as well. Her book is called Fierce, and her website is kellyosbourne.com. And we'll have links to all of their information on our website on drphil.com. And for those who want to feel more fit and move forward towards a healthier lifestyle, we have help from 24-Hour Fitness. They are giving everyone in our audience a free 12-month membership to 24-Hour Fitness. So y'all like that, right? So use it. Break a sweat. John, we'll give you 2.
Oh, sure.
So you can go 40. You can go 48 hours a day.
I'd rather have the watch.
You're not
Everybody gets free Cartier watches today.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook. You can send me a tweet on Twitter. Appreciate it. So long. Thanks, guys.